Hey everybody, I know it's been a little while since I've published anything. I've just been really busy work-wise, but then also something a little different. And you're probably gonna see a video, if you haven't already, you will see something on this car mentioned very soon as well. But this is a 1996, that's not a 5-cylinder. That is the woefully slow 12-valve V6. And it's in this 1996 Audi A6 quattro. This car was a whopping $500. It came from years ago. I actually was a service manager at a business here in Minneapolis called German Auto Works, and my friends Steve and Hunter have called me from time to time, say, hey, we've got this, last one was a Mercedes 300 W124, and I could have had that for $500. Not something I'm super familiar with, and it had some rust issues starting on one side. And then this car came up also for $500. So the previous owner was, actually it's a one-owner car. Previous owner was a customer of mine back years ago, and she spent a ton of money maintaining this car to kind of illogical standards. And so when I got it, I'm kind of looking through this, and yeah, it's got some rust here and there, but I actually had pulled the wheels and did a whole bunch of wire brushing and, Pour 15 or, even Rust-Oleum spray just to, actually I used rust converter, which I don't have here. I was going to show you that, but I used that first and then went over it and painted everything. So subframe, nothing major. The fuel lines, on the other hand, they look like they've been on the Titanic and then spent 6 years in the Great Salt Lake. So they're going to get changed with the help of a friend of mine, and we're also going to do the timing belt on this because that's the only thing I don't know when it was last done. But anyhow, it is Europa blue on a cream interior, 200,000 miles, somewhere in there. I can't even remember at this point, but it really doesn't matter. It seems to run okay. Had a little bit of a scare with the cooling system, however, and thought maybe the head gasket had gone. But upon further inspection and driving, the car does not overheat. It does not pressurize the cooling system. So I think it just had some bad coolant changes in there where, if you mix the wrong types, they get sludgy. So I'm going to do a good flush on this as well. So I ordered some stuff to do that, and we may or may not film that, I'm not sure. But anyhow, that's just kind of an update. Of been working on getting this ready for him to drive, and you can see we did a little cleanup in here, so it doesn't look too bad. We did quickly paint the caliper because it was rusty, but I just wire brushed it off. E-brakes don't work, not surprisingly, but eventually I have new rear calipers for this car, and I will fix basically the calipers that are on here. I can unseize the e-brake on those, I think, without too much trouble. May swap them onto this at some point. So anyhow, that's that. Now we're going to switch and talk about the S8. And if you've been following this channel, you remember this car. This is the 2003 S8. Still multicolored, basically all done, ready to run. All I need to do is throw the headlight in and throw the bumper on. But it's been in storage under a car cover over the winter. And so this particular car, it's charcoal in the front and Ming on the so Ming here and charcoal here, whoops. And so it needs to get paint. But my bigger issue right now is, because it was issued a salvage title, I need to get this inspected, and I'm unable to do so in the state of Minnesota. No appointments, and I can't get I haven't been able to get a response to see if I can get a temp tag or something where I can at least go drive it there and spend the entire day waiting to see if I can get in on standby. It's kind of like flying standby on a packed flight. So I really want to be able to drive this. I've been paying for insurance on this thing for, well, forever. And yeah, at this point, it's been sitting so long. I mean, I did drive it in and out of the garage, but the fuel in it is, some of it dates back 3 years, I hate to admit at this point. And so I'm gonna siphon that out because I just don't trust that old of fuel. It's just not worth the risk. So got some new cans here and another couple up there. I'm gonna siphon out as much as I can. And of course it's got a full tank. So that of course is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm not sure, I've got a couple of different options for, pumping it out of the tank. I'm gonna try to, get into the tank with one of my extractor tubes. I know there is, kind of some obstruction there, so that may not work. I may end up having to pull the fuel line. The thing is, I don't really want to use the fuel pumps to pump this. So we'll see. I'm hoping this doesn't turn into like a giant pain in the what, but it's an Audi, so it could. But anyhow, the other thing on this car is, and I'm gonna stick some photos in this video, but I had ordered a car cover because it had to sit outside. I wanted it to at least be protected from the UV and from, rain and hail. And I have a lot of trees around here that are constantly dumping crap on the cars, which just drives me insane. And so I bought this, Coverado, not Covercraft, Coverado car cover off of eBay. And let's just say, did not go well. And in fact, I had posted a review on this cover, and I'll link to it here. And then the company reached out to me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, of course they reached out to me because they wanted to have their bad review removed. So they offered me, it was a $70 car cover. They offered me $20 a refund, and then would want to have my negative review retracted. And I'm like, no, I didn't respond to that. I was frankly busy. They sent me another one on May 29th and said, hey, we'll send you a brand new car cover. This time it's got a nice cotton lining that won't scratch your paint. And the trouble is like, it was one of those generic fit car covers, and it went on well, decent enough. And I bought the extra straps and hooks, and I had it locked down pretty good. But when you would get wind or something, you could see it, catching some air. And so that's all it took, that billowing effect of the car cover. If it doesn't fit proper and snug all the way around, you end up having this abrasion, it's just sanding away at your paint. So I have, that car was all ceramic coated and very nice. Now it needs a full paint correction and recoating, and if you've ever done that, realistically, I'll spend 12 to 14 hours doing that. And luckily, I'm able to do this myself, and I've done it on all my cars for years. But, if I had paid a shop to do that, it did probably, $1,500 worth of damage. But it's, at least here in the cities, if you do a full paint correction and ceramic coat, you're going to spend $1,500 pretty easily at a professional shop. So not too happy with that company, especially not happy with their kind of slime ball customer service, where it's like, oh, we'll give you a refund and a car cover, but we want you to delete your negative review. And I'm like, that review is honest, it stays. So anyhow, avoid that mistake. Unless the car is sitting indoors and you want it just as a dust cover, in which case you could probably buy even a cheaper one than this. I got this thick, heavy outdoor thing, thinking I was saving the car, and yeah, it's debatable. So anyhow, that's the update for now. There will be more, including the buyer's guide is coming soon as well. I've been trying to work on that. I've got a bunch of videos kind of in the can, so to speak, but I just need time to do it all. So thanks for watching, and obviously if you want to see videos on specific things, post them in the comments. Let me know what you want to see, and we will go from there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.